Hello and welcome, Overwatch fans. We are here and we are live. The WSSEA, that is the Washington State Scholastic Esports Association, coming hot at you here for week number 4. I'm FBI Tugboat. Back in the saddle with me is Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce, how the heck you feeling?
Feeling great, man. We certainly missed you. Glad to have you back here as well, and excited for some more Overwatch. Just a best of 3 here today, and in Overwatch, I mean, a best of 3 can be tough. If you lose that first one, you're already looking at series point there. So we'll see who starts out on the right foot. Napa, Battlegrounds, 2 incredibly talented schools about to go head-to-head.
Yes, Napa right now, based on what we're looking at right here, still searching for their first win in this season of the WSSEA. A little bit of a different story over there from Battleground High School, 1-2 as of right now, so has secured that, but looking to take a W down here, go 500, even 500 now after week 4. If you're thinking about the postseason, Terry Knott, we here at the WSSEA, Landfest, we figure it so that all teams do make it into the postseason, but the ever so important seeding is determined by your regular season performance, and we know how that 1-8 or even 1-16 seed will frequently go within the first round of the playoffs. So looking to set themselves up for success here early on in this WSSEA season. Want to go ahead and give a shout out here to Zotac. Yes, we want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for powering today's stream. Thanks to their incredible support, we're able to bring this broadcast to all of you, helping to showcase some of the amazing talent that exists today within Scholastic Esports. You can show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out over there on your various social medias if you so choose. Make sure to join the community on Discord, and don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or Zotac USA when you do post. So that is Zotac, Z-O-T-A-C. It's also spelled right down there under hot sauce, nestled nice and secure down there.
That's right. Got to keep our Zotac Gaming safe down there. But on to Overwatch we go. And honestly, we're going to be starting out on some push, a style that I didn't like so much when it first came out. It's grown on me a lot, so it's won me over. But we're starting out on push here. I believe we're headed to New Queen Street
yes,
as
sir.
well.
Yes, sir. Yes. So here within the WSCCA, and that's how we do Overwatch, the game modes do change. So, for example, what was it last week? I don't have that information directly in front of me, unfortunately. This week it'll be push, control, hybrid, and then escort if we do get there. Shout out to Warbird's Gym. That is one jacked bird right there, Hot Sauce.
Old Warbird's Gym. I think I need to maybe get in there as well. I'm getting a little weak over here, but these players certainly feeling swole here today. They're going to bring the heat in this one, starting off, like we said, on New Queen Street. So I'm excited for this one. Push bot. There's really no advantages, no defense, no offense per se, per sides. It's just, pushing that bot to that final destination. So I'm excited for this one. We see Maga coming out here as well. A couple of the new, I think the new healer Mizuki out here on the battlefield. Some staples like D.Va as well. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, so that's looking like the only similarity between these two teams is that Mizuki. See how Devious Boy and Mr. Jedi do rock that one. Shout out to Coach Pollock over here for Battleground High School. I unfortunately do not have coaching information for Napa. I'm sure they're helped and supported by a wonderful array of folks that help with Scholastic Esports. Love it. Meat Man over there on the Maga, we did get a little information from them and said that they do love playing this Maga. With a D.Va here against a Maga, we know how that one can go. Early pressure onto the healers now as Mizuki goes for a little bit of a positive influence.
Trying to make this pressure forward. We see that push bot still stationary for a moment, but now starting to get some leeway here from Napavine and still put a few meters on the board. But Maga coming in to stamp into the background as well, and he's already found Chicken King, and one DPS goes down. Scouts in a bit of trouble here as well, and that domino effect might be full effect here soon.
Yeah, Battleground losing both of their DPS core here and early. Going to be Napavine pushing this one on along, and we all know how important that first fight can be. Great job saving the teammate here. Pryon playing the D.Va role rather perfectly as of right now. A little bit farther away from ultimate. We'll switch on along here to a different source of damage in the Junk Rat.
Trying to lob in those nades, trying to get to a safer position as well. It seems like D.Va is on the hunt, though, trying not to let him get away, but you take a look at Napavine, you talked about still searching for that first dub. They're making a great statement here on this first map as well. They've gotten the first checkpoint in the bag, and now they just got to get to that final spot.
Scout, a trio of members from Battleground conjoining to get a lot of damage onto that tank, fighting without it for right now. That's going to be Mizuki. Mr. Jedi, done, dusted, finished. Scout follows in the same path here, and this is looking rather fine for Napavine.
Yeah, up on top, and doesn't look like they're stopping anytime soon. We see Chicken King, though, looking to rain down a hailstorm of bullets here from that Sojourn. Has to be careful, though. Junkrat now up into the face of the competition, waiting for that tank to get there. It is D.Va, has Mercy at the hip as well, and the ult to work with, but on the other side, we've got the Lifeweaver ult as well as Mizuki coming on deck now as well.
Fantastic headshot and a fat pick on the other side. That may. It's a long walk from spawn room, Hot Sauce. Taking a look right now, we're getting chunk damage in from healers, we're getting chunk damage in from DPS, we're getting tanks getting involved as well. A little Mizuki on Mizuki action. DPS, the Junkrat here does take out that Sojourn on the backside. Scout finding Devious Boy. Mizuki cannot quite get out with the life. This is a dangerous angle to be in, but a little bit of help from Bob, so that's only a quick influence. Nice burn against the Moggen. Scout deciding, man, probably better to get out.
Yeah, they've had a couple tough games on the side of Napavine to kick off their season, so they certainly appear to be hungry for this dub here. And I mean, they're very close to the final destination, 114 on the board, and unfortunately for Battleground, they have yet to get a meter on the board as well. We're going to see Meme here on this Malga trying to chip down the back line as Astro does fall, as eventually respawn, but now trapped here still in front. Jedi able to take it out. Scout will find the pick on the Lifeweaver, and now the support has gone down for Napavine. You talk about how far that spawn walk back is, and now a chance here for Battleground.
Yeah, finally. Kingslayer, you want to get in some chunk damage here, but you want to get out with your life. That is not going to happen. Could have sat at the bottom of the stairs, Hot Sauce, lob some shots in. You know, even throw a couple of mines, just save one to be able to get out at the end. Otherwise, in this fashion, now it's just going to equal out to kind of a stagger situation. Nastro is going to follow the same suit as they have a couple of team fights in a row now. Not saying the Mount and the May isn't working. I'm just saying that they have not really succeeded in not falling first in a team fight.
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, that's really the first fight that we've seen them be able to win. And once you're down by this much, you have to be able to win multiple fights in a row. You got to be able to stagger out those ults a little bit here as well. The ult economy about the same, but we're seeing Battleground starting to come online here. And again, that Malga just getting into the back line, trying to create that disruption in and out. But it is Chicken to find the first, and with the tank down, it could spell trouble here for Napavine.
Yeah, Mr. Jedi setting that one up, providing support, providing damage, providing everything that a well-rounded Overwatch player needs. Huge in the back, Prime with a golf shot. Fantastic tee off on that one. 1, 2, 3 will be their reward. Scout finishes out Astro again, and Napavine started out fine. It has been kind of dying on the vine since then.
Yeah, I mean, it's really almost a night and day from what we previously seen, and there really wasn't any composition changes that came out from Battleground. It just seems like they started to find something that's working for them, maybe communicating about that target acquisition and who we're taking down first, and trying to punish this Maga if they overextend. But he's going to lock him into the Thunderdome now and try to bring the pain. The hailstorm of bullets rain down, and it's big kills here for Napavine.
Nicely done. Uses, what, 1, 2, 3 ultimates forward, including the Lifeweaver there. Probably could have got it done without the Lifeweaver, right? And they're not going to be getting involved in a team fight for this extra healing to actually have an effect. But now sprinting, absolutely sprinting, all 5 on. That robot is moving.
Moving slow and steady wins the race, as they say, but on the side of Battleground, they're going to have to try to power forward. They've only got about 4 minutes to work with, which is still plenty of time, but Napavine has controlled the majority of the tempo here of this one. Scout finding a big pick, though, onto the tank, and that might just be the break Battleground needs.
Yeah, it kind of seems like Scout's always been involved in that list of players when they do finally fall in your kill feed in the top right. Doing a great job just getting chip damage in a similar situation here for the Junkrat for Kingslayer. Both of these DPS providing a lot of value. Well, this Sojourn isn't going to like what they found. That's why you check your corners, people.
Gotta check the corners. You never know when someone's lurking. I am a big fan of what I like to call the rat style, just because it can also get into the mental of your opponents as well. But we see Raja, a big res here on the chicken, who's got the ult. Bob is going to come out and make an appearance here from Scout as well, and a chance for Battleground to continue to fight back. Pryon has found two, and Battleground is not ready to be done.
Great Maywall up right there. Oh, no, excuse me. That was Astro, actually. Kind of clipped the teammate there, sealed their fate. I think after that it was kind of a split decision, like, oh, do I want to go and try and save the teammate? Do I need to come back, get with the rest of the squad, which is probably the correct decision within that situation. Just going to lead some more staggers. I will not be surprised at the end of this hot sauce if all these staggers, on both sides really, end up being the deciding factor in this game one.
Yeah, you got to be able to play together and stay together. So it's important to be able to just fall away or accept your fate, take that death, and regroup as a team. Overwatch is such a team-oriented game, and everybody kind of having that set role, from the supports to the DPS to that tank leading the charge. And right now, Napavine has controlled that pace. We see Battleground kind of making some momentum in their favor, but you just wonder if it's too little too late, as Scout will find the double, and Pryon with the ult will find one more.
Oh, man. It might be a little bit cheesy. I can't stand getting stamped on by a D.Va mech as it comes down there. But I'll be darned if it ain't effective, hot sauce. Fantastic stuff. Going to be pushing this one, of course, without any ultimates. The Bob will be up here for Scout here soon, but it was everything dropped otherwise for this Battleground High School squad to be able to get to this point in their previous team fight. And we have everything glowing except for the Mogul ultimate, except for the Thunderdome on the other side. And on paper, how this is going to go.
Yeah, we'll see if Kingslayer can find some success. He's dangerously low, but Knifeweaver is going to grip him back to safety here for the time being, allow him to continue to pepper in shots. The Riptire comes out. Blizzard has found one. The Riptire will find Raja, and Napavine finding some big picks here late in this one.
Yeah, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the Lifeweaver, the Junkrat, obviously the May Blizzard. We'll have that Mizuki ult. We've seen what they can do so far in the ensuing team push, but I mean, we're flirting with sub 60 here. About 70 seconds as of right now will probably be there once this robot actually gets up there to the front part of where Napavine originally pushed to. I'm wondering if holding on to ultimates would have been the move here.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the fact that Battleground has got it to 95 meters, so within 10 for them as well. Now, it'll probably eat up a lot of time off the clock getting back that other direction if they can win this battle, but it's been a one-for-one pick. Kingslayer finding the first Scout, able to answer back, but Jedi, that support has gone down. It makes it a bit tougher on the side of Battleground, and you can see it there. Truth will find Chicken King, and now Battleground may be in a bit of trouble.
Indeed, and they got to pay attention to their backside right here. Fantastic job, Battleground, putting that name to the test right now and making this their own kind of stomping grounds. This Maga is going to be fighting without a whole lot of support here. I'm honestly kind of surprised they've gotten this far, and they do. DV eating healing shots on the other side is never going to make for a fantastic time.
Here's the tough part. The overtime fuse is going to be lit here, so they have no room for error. They cannot afford to lose another battle. And they've got to push it just past that 114 mark. Now, we see Napavine getting a little bit over-aggressive here, though. If they can punish them and find a way to stagger them out of it, they might be able to fight their way back in it.
Dude, this Blizzard's up. Oh, no, the Blizzard doesn't come out. It's eaten. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, that actually does land right here, but will that be enough? Excuse me. D.Va comes back, immediately eats all that. And nobody, I mean, Chicken King falls there, but they don't find the value they really, really looked for here. Life Grip has to come in and get this Mog out of the source of danger. Dash in, dash out. Gotta help the Mercy. Do not. Meme Man finds a headshot with one of those 10,000 shots that Maga puts out a second. And this might be all she wrote. Self-destruct coming in, wall up. They're going to be able to touch this for just a second here. Now the D.Va ultimate back up and Lifeweaver ult up to the middle. This is do or die right now, Hot Sauce.
I mean, they were hanging on by a thread, but this fight continues to stagger on. Now we see kills beginning to favor Napavine, though, around this tree of life. And it was a good fight back from Battleground. It makes me excited for map number 2, but it is Napavine here that's able to take the dub in map 1 and it's a series point here early.
Oh, sorry about that. Didn't quite hit the mute button. Excuse me. Yeah, this really all just came down to the holding on of ultimates, right? I mean, these two. This is kind of like the perfect Overwatch match because these two teams seem relatively evenly matched all the way through. And then it all just comes down to a single Lifeweaver ultimate right there, right? The Mei ultimate seemed like it was gonna seal the deal, but especially given that the Mei died like immediately afterwards, it kind of seemed like that wasn't exactly placed where they needed it to, because you basically want to put that, put a hat on a hat, put that right on top of the robot as it's moving, and then everybody around you either have to make the decision: do I want to get frozen, take a bunch of damage, and probably get headshotted? Let's be honest, or do I want to back up a little bit and actually maintain life in that situation? Over time, you can't really afford to do the second.
Yeah, you force them off the point and it's all said and done. But Napa, they get that dub here in that first map. So we're going to be heading off to the next one. I can't remember off the top of my head. It might be Control next.
It is. Yep.
I'll have to. It is. Okay. So, yep. I hope we make it to map 3 because I say it every time, but I'm a fan of the escorts and the hybrids. I like to see my maps with the payload. So I'm hoping that we can get through Control here. But honestly, Napa, even though it was very close, it seemed like they just played consistently together a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think we kind of talked a little bit about it towards the middle of this game, Hot Sauce, and it really felt like these staggers just caught up with Battleground, especially on a game mode like Push. I mean, Mei, yes, she has her wall, she can get vertical, she can't really get horizontal that well, and when you have this Mei falling either first pick or second pick in these longer sustained team fights, then frequently you're going to, it's not just a pick, it's the 30 seconds walking all the way back, right? Now, obviously the D.Va does that a little bit better, obviously the Maga does that a little bit better when you're talking about the DPS core. We're just talking about much more mobile characters in the Sojourn and the Junkrat on one side. You just take the negative effect from getting eliminated, from getting picked, right? And you lessen that so much more when you're starting and building ultimate on a character that has, darn near unlimited movement abilities like those two characters. Moving on along here, it is all gravy, folks. Control, everybody's favorite game mode, and quite a picturesque view.
Everybody's favorite game mode except mine.
Boo! Boo this man specifically.
But you know what? I do like this map. It's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Who doesn't want to be enjoying the beach with the beautiful waters below? So I'll close my eyes and pretend I'm there as well. But these students are ready to duke it out one more time for Napavine. They've got to win this here to close it out in sweeping fashion. Luckily, I will say the nice thing about Control is it's also a best of 3. So we get our little inception here, a best of 3 inside of our best of 3.
Whoa,
so we'll see if Battleground can start out on the right foot.
Exactly. No changes over on the side of Napavine. Don't mess with success. On the other side, we do see a little bit of a difference. Jetpack Cat making their first appearance here. Mr. Jedi on top of that one. We'll see how Chicken King and Scout, these two heroes excel at medium range damage, and there's a lot of difference in verticality here. They can go forth and cook with that. Post and personal, tank on the front line. See how this goes.
Yeah, I like Jetpack Cat. It can be, I think a lot of teams have figured out how to deal with them a little bit better now, so we haven't seen as much of them, and I think Maga is really good at dealing with them as well. Junkrat, though, maybe not so much, so they might be able to have some success. Pryron has been phenomenal on this D.Va as well, and I'm with you. I hate being stomped out by that mech, but they find it nearly every time. Astro staying on the Mei will find this pick first, but what a big res here from Radya.
Yeah, fat res on the Scout, being able to actually get in there in the thick of things. It's such situation awareness that Mercy players deal with now. Fat stomp, and that's no more for the Jetpack Cat. Might be hard for some players to find. As you said, Maga can put them down.
I mean, he is just the pain train, if you will. He stampedes in. He's got Gunny and Cha-Cha at his side, the Gatling guns with the names, and he just continues to rain down that destruction. You compile that in with the teammates here of Astro, and everybody, we talked about how important it is. You have a role in Overwatch. Everybody on the side of Napavine seems to be filling that role almost flawlessly.
Got to be flawless in a relatively even-handed matchup. There was that game number 1. Game 2 so far going the way of Napavine. Still, obviously, as you mentioned, that best of 3 within a best of 3 and 50% to go. Ultimate's now coming online for both squads. Radya, it's Mercy. have that soon, but Devious Boy falling early, finding picks without any ultimates toss. That's about as value as you get.
Well, we'll see if they can continue to build off the back of that value here now, as Kingslayer has fallen early. Pryron does have the ult as well as Mercy. You see some of these coming out now as Meme Man drops the Thunderdome, but Pryon, good for one here, destroys the dome as well. Devious will pick up on the Pryon, though, and he gets a second on the Jetpack Cat. Mizuki is tearing house down, and now off to the May. You can snipe a bit with these ice crystals as well, and that is why she can be so devastating.
Look, it was Astro, and I wasn't being negative about it, but it was Astro falling early in team fights frequently. Across that new Queen Street map. A little bit of a different story right here. Astro, yes, this team ignored them in large part in that last team fight and just allowed a whole lot of damage from the side and a lot of pressure onto their healers. But yeah, Astro also wasn't missing very much.
But, you know, they said at first you don't succeed, try again. They certainly are. And with much success here this time, we see Scout, who's been on this Ashe, continues to pepper in good shots toward the rifle, but targeting the Manga. And ideally, you want to try to target some of those squishy characters, much like this Riptire onto the Jetpack Cat that is no more.
Yeah, one way to take out a Jetpack Cat for sure. Otherwise, you know, other abilities there are just going to be really, really hard, but no coordination in the last 20, 30 seconds or so, we'll call it, for Battleground High School, and they lose 120 on the submap numero uno. Moving on to the second, this is match point, and this is a situation how the Battleground has to put together two within this control game mode, Hot Sauce, and take it down in hybrid if they want to win this matchup 2-1 fashion.
Yeah, you know, and I think it just, I just noticed there as well, we saw Scout kind of targeting Malga a lot. Malga is a tank for a reason, and he's going to be that bullet sponge. He's got great heals in this Lifeweaver and Mizuki, so you got to be trying to target some of those squishier players first, like we saw Kingslayer with that Riptire onto Mr. Jedi, or that Jetpack Cat, if you will. So I think there's, again, just a few little minor details to iron out here. Battlegrounds has come close to winning. You know, if they can solidify that, work on that team communication a little bit, make sure they're, you know, targeting that same player that isn't the tank, and see if they can find their first dub here.
I have to agree with you. That huge source or pool of health is just really, really tough. And you pretty much have to hit all of your headshots to find the value that you really, really want from that one. Solid heals in the back. Napa all over this one early. Did they get the second? Wow, they got the percussive blast onto that. Nicely done. So they arc this really, really well. The percussive blast hits the mini diva, right, the D-Max diva, and actually launches her over, just that tiny, tiny little bit. Hot Sauce launches her over the edge. No damage necessary.
Yeah, Kingslayer. He finds 3. I think Devious Boy got 1 in the mix. They lose 4. It's almost a team kill, and so they have to regroup again. And you just wonder if at any point they're considering some type of composition change. Obviously, you like those comfortability picks, but at some point, if it's not working, you got to step out of that comfort zone a little bit. Speaking of comfortable, that's Malga in the back line where he feels right at home. He's dishing out the pain yet again, and it doesn't stop there. Chicken King trying to chip away, but the support is just too good. D-Mac Diva, Jedi goes down, and more troubles here on the Battleground.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it would maybe ideal to find a healing composition for the side of Battleground that relies less on like getting out of danger and more so like it's like the classic thing, like I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me, right? So something like that can get a little bit more damage. I'm not saying like a full, you know, scoped, never miss Anna, like, you know, hitting these insane darts and stuff like this and always seeming to have their anti-healing up, but just something that's a little bit less there, and I think we might see a little bit of that from Mr. Jedi now. That is a lot of damage is getting poured out, though, as the Thunderdome does come out. Charge in. Clips the corner. Bad news. Back and forth we go. The Scout and Astro back and forth has been there a whole lot. And that's going to be not going so quietly into the night. Battleground, this is kind of close to where they took over last time. We'll see if they get a more than 20% Hot Sauce.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. It's like once they start to find something that's working, it just comes in a little too late. We'll see if they're able to squeeze this one out, though. I mean, Chicken King on this Junkrat has been a menace now. He finds a bunch of big picks yet again off of that Sojourn, and we're seeing some of these swaps maybe starting to benefit this squad a little bit.
Rip tire in, dashes past a couple of teammates, finds the entire healing core. 2 out of 5 players eliminated, no ability to heal right now, and at 82%, like this is full get out squad for the Battlegrounds high school team, right? Or full get out time, excuse me.
Yeah, it's tough because you want to get out and regroup, but at the same time, they're at 87% already, and you might not be able to make it back in time. They should realistically get one fight contention here, but it's going to be at risk of staggering. And now you look at all of the space that Napavine is vying for here away from the point. We see them
get down. You got to touch
the overtime fuse. No, he gets high.
No.
Mercy gets high above the point. It doesn't light the fuse, and Napavine will take it in 2.
Man, oh man. It's tough to determine exactly where the top of that vertical box actually comes, right? Very, very tough sometimes, especially on, a map that isn't, Lijiang Tower that you've been playing on for forever, right? No Elios here necessarily, right? Excuse me. But you really, given that you're the only player that has that level of movement abilities, especially being able to hover above, it's also like you go up there, you have a Maga, you have a lot of players that are going to be paying attention to one player, and that player is you. But if you're going to do this, you have to give up the life just to trigger the overtime, right? Honestly, both of these games came down to like very, very minor plays, right? It was the Lifeweaver ultimate for Napavine on the other side, and then it was just the inability to just barely trigger that overtime fuse for the side of Battleground. That's the only reason why we're not watching a third sub-map here, maybe even a third game today.
Yeah, I love the fight that we saw in Battleground as well. I mean, you look at that push map on New Queen Street, and it was 114-0 for the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, but it didn't affect their mental. We saw them really all of a sudden just kind of snap and bounce back. They came within, I think, less than 10 meters eventually there, but at the end of the day, it was that consistency from Napavine that was able to clutch that dub up for them. So a nice 2-0. They get that first win on the board. I think both of these teams around 1-2 now, or 1-3 potentially for Battleground, but yeah, I mean, they were very evenly matched despite a 2-0 here. I think we saw a very close one on Queen Street. Control was a little bit more controlled by Napavine, but we did see moments where Battleground was battling back here and there.
Especially given that push so frequently results in a situation where one team just absolutely rolls the other. Getting within that 10, it might have been 10, it was definitely within 15 meters of that for the side of Battleground, after they're just completely, like you said, like it was like 114 meters the other way or something crazy like that. Like to come out there to continue to play until the whistle. That's what they say in traditional sports, right? That really did inspire me, and that's why I do feel like that first map was a lot closer than it really was. It was just a control map that really, really got away from them. I have to agree with you on that one. Want to go ahead and give a shout out here, folks, to LANFest. Yes, this broadcast is part of LANFest's Scholastic Esports program. This is a program that supports this league and many others. Since launching, LANFest has delivered over 300 broadcasts to Scholastic leagues in the great states of Washington and Indiana, and I've also been reading this copy for quite a while, so that 300 number is a lot bigger now, folks. We provide these broadcasts free of charges to the leagues, to the schools, and the teams we cover, and your generous donations do help to make this possible. Now, every $200 raised covers the operating cost for one of these regular season broadcasts, so if you appreciate our work and you so choose, scan the QR code on your screen, donate a little bit today, again, if you so choose. Really appreciate LANFest being able to make the opportunities like for myself, for you as well. Respect the stash all day long, baby. Also want to give a huge shout out to Connie and to Taylor, the production staff for us here on the day. At the end of the day, me and Hot Sauce are just two fantastically good-looking guys with fantastic mustaches screaming about esports in our rooms without our production staff, right? Literally none of this comes from us to you guys. So without the folks behind the scenes on the ones and zeros, pulling the strings behind the scenes and whatnot. Hot Sauce, we have Super Smash Brothers. Yes, Super Smash Brothers coming hot at you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific. That is, of course, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Do you, sir, have anything else for the good people before we do bid them adieu and implore them to tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific?
I mean, I think you said it best, honestly, but I guess since you gave me the option, I'll give a shout out to all the competitors here today and anybody that was hanging out with us in chat. Of course, the teachers, the parents, the students, or the friends. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you as well. But be sure to hit that follow button. It's free. And as Tugboat said, Super Smash Brothers, same time, same place here tomorrow, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We expect to see you back here tomorrow. Until then, Please enjoy the rest of your evening.